but could tell she had to be more forthcoming if she wanted to keep her team intact. She turned and spoke to someone off screen. How long can it be attached? What can it withstand? A strangely familiar voice spoke up. 2 minutes to be exact. Mademoiselle thought for a moment. Hand it over, don't say I never deliver. Her hand came back into the picture. The screen began to shake and get glitchy. A deep crimson gem sparkling like no other nestle between her fingers. Is that enough verification? I need to put this back before our transmission is cut off. The gem was handed to the person who could only be heard. The flickering screen stabilized again. A maze of doors, an infinite number of pathways, a single line through cyberspace. The only way to communicate, one way to fill in the database, sending information through the interface, crossing the byways. A secret found by a group of runaways. So you do have one. Luna yelled in anger. Why couldn't you tell us this sooner? Or given us that gem to power up? It would have saved so much time and pain. Valley placed a hand on her shoulder to calm the frog down. She explained it already. There are things that she can't share because it will alter things too much. And even I can see the reason to hold on to the gem. The fox had a brief look of shame cross her face before stabilizing. Anyone who didn't look carefully missed it. Unfortunately, we needed to keep this gem. It's our only way to communicate, and even that took us years of study to unlock those functions. Until we can figure out at least a secret to keep lines with you open. Without the gem powering the system, there's nothing we can do. You're already beyond our normal range that would reach your ship, and it's been busted up anyway. A maze of doors, an infinite number of pathways, a single line through cyberspace. The only way to communicate, one way to fill in the database, sending information through the interface, crossing the byways. A secret found by a group of runaways. Everything she said sounded reasonable, but it was difficult for them to trust her now. The next one to speak up was Sprinkles. That voice earlier sounded awfully familiar. Crew met like a crew member were missing. At this mention, another face popped into the holographic screen, a sheepish grin on his face. Hey guys, fancy meeting you here. A bunch of mouths dropped. Splash. What are you doing there? This was their missing teammate, alright. Funny story. Splash began. You know how my ancestor given ability is cloning, right? It doesn't have much combat power, but I can swap to a clone that is any distance away, no matter how far. And I was specifically invited to join as the navigator because of the mapping ability I inherited from my father. They waited for him to continue, though he seemed to hesitate. Well, the night before launch I was nervous and had to calm down. The only way, know how I may have eaten a bunch of clamdies. I know I shouldn't have, but they're so tasty. Clamdies, a specialty of their marshmallow seas, short for candy clams that are native to that region. When you open up the sugar shell, inside is a fluffy cloud-like clam that tastes like cotton candy. A great delicacy unless you have a shell sugar allergy, they cried out in unison. Yeah, and so I sent my clone to the ship while I went to the bathroom. By the time I recovered, the ship had been attacked and the clone had taken more than a point of damage. The trekkers collectively face pound. A maze of doors.